Hey everybody, welcome to the Gentleman Scholars Club. Today I'm going to be presenting a brief review of the Bernt polo shirt from Berg and Berg. We're taking a look at its style as well as its fit. So if you're watching this video, you're probably already familiar with Berg and Berg, online classic menswear retailer, Scandinavian, selling out of Sweden with roots in Norway. Probably Berg and Berg is most well known for their various models of trousers, high-rise, side adjusters. I'm actually wearing the Arnold trouser, I believe, or maybe it's the Alphonse trouser. Flat front, high-rise, I believe is the Alphonse. We also have the Arnold, which is pleated, high-rise. They've got the Anton, which I think is a double pleated version, and other models. High-rise denim, high-rise jeans as well. I'm also perhaps known for some of their overcoating, duffel coats, Balmacan style overcoats in winter. Today I'm going to be looking at their polo shirts, which they may not be as well known for, but with the really hot temperatures this summer, climate change, heat waves, I've decided to wear a little bit less in terms of tailoring, fewer sport coats with shirts and more polo shirts. So I wanted to make sure that the polo shirts I have are sufficiently stylish for the Gentleman Scholars Club. So this one attracted me because it is a cashmere cotton blend, and I'm not familiar with what cashmere polo shirts are like, so I wanted to give it a try. As I said earlier, it's the Bernt model, and it's in black here. They also sell it in navy and kind of a white, off-white color. So the first thing that struck me when I took it out of the packaging was how light and airy it was. It's 90% cotton, 10% cashmere, which is the usual ratio of the two fabrics. And that 10% cashmere really gives it that lightness, that airiness. Feels really feather light, which is something you really would like in the summertime. Also want to check out the collar as the first thing I look at in terms of the style. I prefer to have this sort of minimalist, no-button collar to the 3-button style or the 1-button style. I think it looks a little bit more stylish, like the clean, minimalist look that it offers. It also has a nice curve that sort of comes down through here and into the V of the opening. The V is also not super large, so you're not really showing off a ton of chest, which, is fine if it's really hot out, but also kind of removes some of the formality of the outfit, makes it more casual. That flat collar may not be the most suitable for wearing under sport coats, and sometimes people do like to wear their polo shirts with a jacket. I've done it on occasion, though not too often, and usually you want to have a polo shirt collar that stands up a little bit more. But on the other hand, the flat collar will sit under the lapels of your sport coat and not cause you that much trouble. On the other hand, flat collar like this will sit nicely under the lapels of a sport coat and won't flap around. So let's take a look at how that appears with the jacket. And you can let me know what you think in the comments. We've got here a sort of tobacco brown wool from Spear & McKay to go with a black polo. And I think you can see there how the collar will stay underneath. There's a little bit of collar visible in front, so you get some of that. It creates some attention at the front. It makes its presence known, which is what you want. Of course, if you had a collar that was higher and more like a dress shirt, it would probably work better with a sport coat. But again, let me know what you think as it lies underneath a jacket right here. Like I said earlier, I prefer to wear this without any sort of tailoring in the summer. And I think it does that. This collar works well alone. Other things I look for with a polo shirt, the sleeve length. I don't really like them to be down to the elbow. This is around halfway up the arm. Fit is good. There's a little bit of ribbing here, as would normally be the case to finish off the sleeve, but it's not super obvious, not super distinct from the rest of the shirt, so gives it, again, that kind of minimalist, clean appearance. Then I look at the length of the shirt. If you have it untucked, you don't want it to be really long. And on the other hand, you don't want it to, really bunch up here. So this one is about the right length. It sits just about below the hips and about the upper thigh area. You can just barely see that there before I walk into the wall. which is, I think, a good length. You can tuck it in as well, as you can see when you check out the models in the Berg and Berg ads. One thing that I did notice in terms of a potential con is that the collar does stand away from the neck back here a little bit, which I've noticed in other polo shirts as well. But because the material is really light and airy, there's not too much of a standing away from the neck. And I imagine if I wash it and wear it a bunch of times, perhaps that will subside with some shrinkage of the fabric back there and some wearing in of the material. Like I said, because this fabric is not so thick, it's not going to stand away from the neck in a really obvious way, though there was a little bit of that I noticed if I wanted to nitpick. So overall, I would say give it a try. A lot of people think Berg and Berg's prices are kind of high, but they always run sales at the end of each season, 20%, 30%, 40%, and then 50% final sale. And right now, with the euro and the US dollar being roughly at parity, if you're in the United States, it's a good time to get a good deal on Berg and Berg polos. If you liked that and found it interesting, like the video, follow us at Gentleman Scholars Club for more brand reviews, style tips, fit discussions, and more. As always, thanks for watching.